What's up? How's everybody doing? What's up, my non-neurotypicals and my neurotypical cross-watchers? So today we're gonna do a fun video inspired by someone I know named Damien, who goes by the name Lithium Lollipop on YouTube and has a great podcast called Neurodivergent, which is like his main project right now. And I'm gonna leave a link down in the description, because if for some reason you've crossed this channel and you haven't checked out Damien's, I don't know what you're doing. You gotta check him out. And you should join his Discord. I'm in it. A bunch of people are in it. It's really good. It's really fun and helpful for anybody that's going through any kind of mental health thing, to just have a community of people that understand you. And we all goof off and talk about random shit, and then when someone needs help, I mean, there's places, little chats to do that and get stuff off your chest and stuff. And so like we're all pretty cool with each other. It's just a really good place. So I would recommend anybody that's a non-neurotypical to go there and check it out. Anyway, let's get into the video. So I'm just going to address myself, like me just graduating high school. Your whole life is about to become a clusterfuck of crazy ass shit. Alright? Now here's the thing. There are things you can do to minimize the clusterfuckage, for sure. Number one, young Evan. Stop smoking weed. Stop smoking weed. I know it was fun when it was fun, but it's not fun anymore. It's going to make you neurotic. It's going to make you fucking paranoid. I mean, worst case scenario, which is the scenario in most cases, is you're going to go into a psychosis and be manic, okay? So not only should you not smoke weed, but you should try to avoid too many drugs in general. I mean, stick to alcohol. You can do cigarettes, that's fine. Obviously, you know, I don't need to tell you the dangers of smoking. You're a smart kid. Which comes into my next point. Because you're fairly intelligent, my dude. And so life has been pretty easy these past, you know, your whole life. Life has been pretty easy, okay? If you can get by without trying, and if you do apply yourself, it's noticed and it brings you further in life. But you've really not had much of like your own personal struggles. Sure, you've been like, you know, you've been miserable for this, that, and the other, but like, it's it's misery out of leisure. It's misery because you want something and you're not getting it, or blah 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 blah. This is not one of those things. This is something that happens to you, and it's not something that you can easily fix. Bipolar is not something that you're going to be able to fix in a week and move on with your life. So don't treat it like that. So don't treat it like, you know, you got diagnosed. When you get diagnosed, don't treat it like, okay, I'm bipolar, but I figured it out, blah, 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 blah. You know, it's not that big of a deal. I figured out where I kind of messed up. I'm not going to do it again, but like, you know, don't brush it off like it's one of those things you can easily fix, and then your life is going to get back on track in the way that you want it. Your life's changed forever, bro. You get diagnosed with being bipolar, your life is completely different from here on out. And that's weird. That's completely weird. It's really fucking weird, and you gotta make peace with that weirdness. You can't run away from it. Which brings me to my third point. Do not be afraid to talk about being bipolar. Do not be awkward. Don't stop it. You can be afraid and you can be awkward, but don't let it stop you from being vocal about being bipolar. And you know, it's healthy to make jokes about, you know, yourself and what you're going through. It's healthy to find people that can relate and talk with you about the things. And sure, maybe it'll make a room uncomfortable at first. Maybe it'll make you uncomfortable. Maybe neither of you or people that don't have bipolar know how to talk about bipolar, but that's another reason why people need to talk about being bipolar and these things. And you'll get more charismatic about talking about your issues about being bipolar, but you got to start, because especially when it first happens, and especially when big things happen, what you're going to want to do is, when you go through a manic psychosis and you fuck up your whole life, all these people are going to be around, and they're going to talk, and they're not going to know what's going on. They're going to hear rumors. They're going to hear probably that, you've been diagnosed with bipolar. They're going to hear other things. People are going to say shit. Whole point is, if you come out of that manic psychosis back into like a rational state of being, and your whole thought process is, I don't know how to talk about this. You can't. Everybody knows what's going on. Everybody knows what happened. So you gotta meet somewhere. You gotta be like, look, you gotta explain in some way what the fuck went down. You gotta be like, I'm diagnosed bipolar, yeah, fucking psychosis is a bitch. Like, you gotta put the conversation in there, because if you avoid it, it's just this huge elephant in the room, and it drives people away. It drives people away if they, if they feel like, you are a completely different person now. You don't know how to talk with people, you don't know how to talk to your friends, blah, blah, blah. It'll drive people away. So these just kind of run into each other, because that brings me to my fourth point, which is you are going to lose a lot of friends. You're going to lose a lot of friends. This is just something that you got to accept, is that people will see you differently now. When people do leave you because of your bipolar, or because of things that you say to them, or whatever, ways that you act when you're psychotic, it's going to get you down. It's going to get you really down. And what I would like to tell you is that nothing that you have said or done determines who you are now and who you can become. It influences it, but it does not determine it. Okay? You can be who you want to be, and you can become who you want to be without feeling imprisoned by your past. That doesn't have to be you. So if other people can't handle it, like if other people can't get past, what's happened, then they get out of your life. They gotta get out of your life, and you gotta let them leave. And because you're gonna feel like your life has become so weird, and you have so many weird things, and you become, and like all of this is gonna weigh so heavily on you, dude. And I feel for you, man. I feel for you. I've been there, literally. I'm you from the future. So I feel for you, young Evan. And here's the thing. You don't have to die. Everybody that knows about you and what's happened doesn't have to die for you to get past this. I know you think like that. You're like, like you're in bed sometimes depressed as fuck, and you're like, just if everyone that just knew me could just die, then like I would just suddenly, just not, in a terrible way, but just suddenly vanish, then maybe I could get a normal life again. Because you think that no matter what you do, you're never going to be able to escape the rumors and the things that have been done and said and all this shit. It's not true. It'll take a lot of time, years, but you can create a better image for yourself. You can get new friends, and you can build habits and, goals, and you can fill things in your life that put you in a positive direction. Okay? And yes, no one's gonna forget about those things exactly. But what will happen is that they'll see that, what's going on in the present, is what your life is about. okay? So it'll be there, and maybe some asshole will bring it up every now and then to fucking dig at you deep. But you gotta be prepared for that. You gotta be prepared to not let that shit ruin, you know, your self-esteem and all that. You gotta find a way to comebacks or whatever. You gotta wait to have a witty response and make sure that other people know that you don't care about that as much. You're not running from that. You're not running from, you know, your bipolarness and your psychosis and your manic stuff. Is there anything else? Yeah, sleep. Sleep. 100% sleep. I do not believe that you can be manic and sleep 8 to 10 hours a day. You just can't do it. When you start feeling like you gotta be up, like you get 2 hours of sleep and you wake up and you're excited to keep living, like you're excited to do more shit, like that's not natural. That's not natural, dude. If you get 2 hours of sleep, you should be pissed off that you're awake. That's normal. So you gotta get sleep. You gotta get your regular hours. Find a way to fit it in. Take your meds. Take your meds. And accept the fact that you have bipolar. The sooner you accept the fact that you're bipolar now, and you take your meds, and you do what you're supposed to, and you don't run from it, the sooner that you can stop having manic episodes every year and completely, you know, furthering your financial debt and your just overall destruction of your life and everything you try to build up and create. So the sooner you do that, the better. Also, there's going to be times where you're depressed. There's going to be times where you want to stay in your bed for 4 months, and because of like mania and you dropping out of college a lot and getting into financial debts and all this stuff, you're going to have this fucking insane drive and like just to like get your life together and be independent on your own, all this other stuff. And that's not bad, but you need to learn to calm it down a bit, because like I said, this bipolar thing that you got going on is not easy. You're not going to be able to fix it in a month and get your life back on track, because you got hit with this fucking train of a situation, okay? This fucking meteorite. Like fucking Thanos came, and now you gotta fucking deal with Thanos before he snaps his fingers and fucking destroys half of, I don't know, everything. Giant ass catastrophe. It's gonna take 2 movies. It's gonna take 2 movies to fix this shit, okay? You can't fix it in a 20-minute episode, alright? Point I'm trying to make is, you gotta allow yourself the peace of mind to relax and say, hey, I don't gotta figure it all out right now. Because you have this drive to be independent, you're gonna think life is like way too short, okay? It's not that short, alright? Life's not that short. Like everybody says life's really short, but those are old people. When you're young, life is really long. But you need to learn that, like, right now your priority is your mental health, okay? And I know that's, like, such a, like, people hear that and it's just, it feels like a pussy thing to say, and just, like, a, just out of touch with real responsibility kind of thing to say. But it is. That's number one, numero uno thing you gotta care about, is your mental health. Because if you don't got your mental health, no matter what kind of thing you're trying to build, you will be so susceptible to ruining it in an instant. And it's because you didn't get your head straight first. You didn't get your head straight first. So figure out bipolar before you even care about what you want to do with the rest of your life. You know? You gotta figure out bipolar first. Is there anything else? Said meds. They're just there to, they're there to help you, man. They're there to help you. Um, yeah, no, I said weed, because it's, you know, not everybody it's like that. But for you, it is like that. And you just gotta accept that. I mean, it sucks, but that's one. I mean, some people are diabetic, you know? You gotta not have weed. You can't have weed. You just can't have weed. Um, you go fucking crazy. Um, anything that's extremely imperative. Oh, yeah. Obviously. Because you're gonna want to. Whatever you do, bro, just don't kill yourself. It can always get better. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Young Evan, if there's a way that you can, you know, see this, this is for you. This was Letters to a Young Bipolar, me talking to myself as a young dude. Anyway, that's it. Deuces. Bipolar dude out.